Alright, so let's continue. So we are at here, right? The pet told the Buff. Okay, the pet told Buff to sit still. The pet told Buff to sit still. Buff was not to run and jump. Buff was not to run and jump. Alright? I sat on the bed. Okay, I kept a hand on his back. I sit on the bed. I kept a hand on his back. Okay, so as you can see, the owner of the dog put his hand on the back of the dog, right? Alright. I got the next pill for Buff. Buff had the pill in his milk. So I got the next pill for Buff, and Buff had the pill in his milk, right? Buff got well. So after Buff ate the pills, right? Buff got well. Okay, Buff got well. I felt glad. Buff is the best. Okay, Buff is the best, right? Buff is the best. Paul, I have Paul. Okay, so the new word here is Paul. P-A-L, right? So Paul is like your friend. It's like your good friend. Okay, I'm sure that all of you got a close friend, right? So now you can also call your close friend your Paul, right? Your Paul, alright? So Buff is the best Paul I have, alright? That'll be the end of the story, okay? So let's look at the words again before we read through the book again, alright? So firstly we have sick. Sick. When you're feeling sick, you are not feeling well, right? You're not feeling well. And you go to the doctor. Alright? Next we have sad. Sad. Okay, sad is the opposite of happy, right? Sad is the opposite of happy. We have run. We have jump. Okay? Run and jump. We have still. We have bed, milk, sat, held, hot, Paul, and pills, and also fix. Alright? And lastly, we also have vet, which is the doctor for animals. Right? Which is the doctor for animals. Alright? Okay, so these are the few words that you need to know in this chapter. Okay? So without further ado, let us go through again the book. Okay? Buff was sick. I was sad. Buff was sick and I was sad. Okay? Buff did not run. Buff did not jump. Buff was still. Okay? So Buff did not run, Buff did not jump, and Buff was still. Okay? I got Buff on the bed. I sat with Buff. I held him. Okay? So I got Buff on the bed. I sat with Buff and I held him. Buff was not well, right? Buff felt hot. Alright, Buff felt hot. I had to get the vet. Alright, so Buff was not well, right? Buff was hot. So I had to get the vet. Alright? So now that we are at the vet, right? I got the vet. I told him to fix Buff, right? So I got the vet and I told him to fix Buff. The vet had pills for Buff. The vet had pills for Buff. Buff had to have 10 big pills. Buff had to have 10 big pills. So the vet gave us pills, right? For Buff to eat. Okay, so that his sickness can get well, okay? Alright, so Buff had the pills in his milk. Buff had the pills in his milk. The vet told Buff to sit still. The vet told Buff to sit still. Buff was not to run and jump. Buff was not to run and jump. Okay? Alright, so I sat on the bed, I kept a hand on his back. I sat on the bed and I kept a hand on his back. Okay? I got the next pill for Buff. I got the next pill for Buff. Buff had the pill in his milk. Buff had the pill in his milk. Buff got well, right? Buff got well. I felt glad. Buff is the best pal I have. Okay? So Buff got well, I felt glad, and Buff is the best pal I have. Alright? So that concludes the story for the sick dog. Alright, that concludes the story for the sick dog. Okay? And now we'll look at the words that we have used. Okay? Alright, starting with this one. Well. Okay? Well. Alright, followed by told. Told. Okay? Milk. Milk. Best. Best. Have. Have. Felt. Felt. Pills. Pills. Vet. Vet. Kept. Kept. Alright? Now we have some new words, right? We have sell. Alright? Sell. We have bet. Bet. We have met. Okay, we also have bell. Bell, right? We have bold. Bold. We have melt. Melt. Now we have vest. Vest. Okay? Hold. Hold. And lastly, belt. Belt. Alright, so that will be it for the story on the sick dog. Okay? So today we went through 4 books, right? 4 books. Firstly, we went through the 2 books, Tom Cat and Jim Rat, as well as The Mud Hut. Okay, these two, alright, these two, they are a revision. Okay? And we also went through a new book on the big mess and also the sick dog. Okay? So of course there are a lot of information for you to absorb, right? So make sure you go home. Okay, I mean you're already at home, right? So make sure you know all these words, okay? Please try to remember them, okay? So that it will be easier for you to understand the books in the future. Alright? Okay, so one last look at the board and that will be it for today's lesson.